Hello. I'm Laura. I'm a hot mess today, so just bear with me. I just got this tripod, and I'm going to try and do a glitter tumbler today. See if anybody joins me first. While I get this set up pretty good. Let's see. Looks okay. I'm just going to mix some epoxy, see if anybody joins. If nobody does, I'll just do it. My kids are in the background, and so you'll hear them, and they'll be really excited that I'm on video. But I'm just mixing the epoxy right now. I did 5 milliliters of each to equal 10 because I'm planning on doing 2 cups hopefully, and that's still too much for 2 cups. But it depends on if it gets hard. But usually I do one thing at a time. But when you epoxy a cup before glittering, hi everybody. Hi Michelle. When you epoxy a cup before glittering, you just need a really, really thin layer. Really thin layer. The thinner the better. Basically just to cover the cup. I've already prepared these 2 cups. I'll show you. Sorry, I've got paint all over me. I've been doing signs and stuff this morning. Here's, I'm going to be doing Caribbean by, it's Yaya's glitter. I don't know if you can see that very well. Caribbean. And so I painted my tumbler, hi Jamie, I painted my tumbler turquoise. Something close. It doesn't have to be perfect. Something close. Just because I feel like this one needs it. It's a little bit of a lighter glitter. But then I'm also going to do the next one after that I'm going to do hopefully while I'm still live. We'll see if you guys are interested. Oh, actually I'm just going to do the one. I just realized that my white tumbler that I spray painted white still doesn't have, I need to do another coat of white on it. So I'm just going to do the one today. And then whatever questions you have, and if you guys want me to do something else that I can, I sure will. I still need this so I can do it this and try it. Oh good, I'm glad Jamie. Hi Missy. If you guys have any questions while we're going, just let me know. And if I miss it, ask again. But right now, like I said, I'm mixing up too much epoxy. You don't need this much. What I would suggest is if you're going to do 1 cup, I would do 5 milliliters total. So mark on your little measuring cup. I always mark on it. See right there. See? I marked 5 and 5, and it's got bubbles and stuff, so it's higher than the 10. But I always just mark a little. So there's a 2.5 and a 5. So I just mark the 2.5, and then I mark the 5. And then that gives me plenty. And a lot of times I do my epoxying and glittering in the garage, and I have a little heater, and that helps a lot too because heat thins out the epoxy, yeah, it thins out the epoxy and makes it a lot easier to smooth onto your cup. But I'm not going to do that today. I've got paint everywhere. But I'm not going to do that today because I couldn't figure out how to set up my tripod out there. So this is kind of a trial and error today. So I'm just mixing this up as best I can. I'm ready to do it. So I'm thinking I've got about 25 people, so I'm ready to do this. You won't see my face, so it's fine. Do we have enough light here? I think so. Let's see how we do this. Okay, so you can I use these little finger cots. And sometimes I like them and sometimes I don't, but they're cheaper. I bought them like 100 of them for like $5 or something, even cheaper than that. And I just put 2 on. And then once I have this mixed, this is epoxy. This is the epoxy glitter method, okay? Throw that away. Hello Ashley, hello Mary, hello everybody else that got on just in the last couple of minutes. My name's Laura. So we're going to do this cup with Caribbean by Yaya's. So all I do to start out is I pour, don't pour too much because you're going to have to take it off. I pour about that much. Okay? Set it aside, don't get it on your table. Just start. and it should warm up a little bit with your finger, but it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little time, but it's nicer than Mod Podge because it lets you work with it for a long time. The thinner that it gets, the longer it takes, I guess. Somebody said that once. It does not dry fast. Okay, guys, it does not dry fast, so you have a lot of time to work with it, which is really, really nice. So I just keep going. There's a lot of epoxy on here, so I just kind of keep going around. Make sure I get in every crevice. I've got that little logo on here from Ozark, so I make sure I get around that. I just push it down. I don't know if anybody's doing this with me, but just keep pushing it. And I'm not going to add any more epoxy yet. I still have a ton on here, guys. See all that? You can see? So you just keep turning it. I like to go around the top lip. And I reached the other side with that. So I got all the way around with that little bit of, and this, I had 10 in here, remember I said? That's how much I used, barely anything. So you don't want to use much. So I'm just taking it around with my finger. I got all the way around that one too. I might have put too much on there even. And then I'm just keep pulling it. You can see where it is. You can see where you're going. Keep pulling it over. And my cups were warm. They were in the house, so they were warm, like room temperature. That helps too. If they're cold and they're in the garage, it's kind of hard. So I got all the way around now, and I'm just kind of, it doesn't matter if, what I do is I go like this, and I get the excess off with my finger, and then I put it on the top. Okay? I keep going around the cup, and I get some excess off, and I can feel where there's some spots where I haven't gotten. And I get the excess off, and I rub it on the top. You barely need any. It's kind of almost hard to do. Let's see. If I knew, I would have gotten set up to do. Sorry, I didn't. I kind of said last night that I might be going live this weekend, but I'm sorry. I should probably say on the site if I'm gonna give you a time or something, but it's so hard with kiddos to give you a time. So I got it in all these little crevices right here around the top. That's all you need. Then I just keep going down again. I kind of do it like with one finger. Make sure you get the rim real good. And all the way, the only way that you get the rim real good is you just pull it down. Okay. And then I like to use I haven't even used my third finger. I just kind of have that on there in case I need it. But I kind of use my third finger to get more excess off. So I'm just pulling. This is real easy, guys. It's intimidating at first, but it's really easy. It's so much easier than having to rush with Mod Podge, I feel. So I've almost got it all, and I keep going over it and keep going over it, but there, I've got it all done. It's all ready. It's not perfect. Then I kind of sit for a little bit to let oh sorry, can't read your, sorry, I'm not fast enough. I use Pro Marine Epoxy. And like I said, I can sit for a couple of minutes because this is not going to dry. Then I just took these off and I'm going to throw them away. See if I can answer a couple of questions before we get to the glitter. Hi. Anybody else have questions? Can I scroll? Okay. The more... Let's see, I'm sorry, I can't. Thanks, Afton. Let's see. Set up too. I'm so sorry that I didn't let you guys know ahead of time. Next time I will. And but you can do it. You can watch it again and do it while it's not live. Was the cup already that color? I spray painted it. It was just a silver color, and because I'm putting on more of a teal color, this Caribbean color, I spray painted it. And So I'm just letting it sit for a little bit because it has some lines in it, and that really doesn't matter because when it sits, it just kind of evens out for some reason. It just does. It just evens out. But I have excess on here, but it's really easy. So I have all of this left over, guys. What I could do is set this down and do my white one, but like I said, wasn't prepared well enough, and I don't have that. But sometimes you can do like 2 or 3 at once, and you can glitter it, or you can. You can set it aside and then glitter 2 at once. You could do whatever you want. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm going to start glittering, guys, okay, because I don't want this video to be too long because it's kind of annoying when it's super long. Okay, so I'm going to put it back down again. So how I glitter is I start at the base for some reason because I feel like it's thinner here, and I might end up standing up and stuff, but I like to have the big, I use a plate to get all mine. A lot of people use paper. This is just what I prefer. It's cheap and I can throw them away. But I start with my glitter at the bottom, and I'm going to probably stand up and do it because I always stand up. But I start at the bottom and I go about halfway up, and then I turn it. Because this is just, then I don't have the big paper, I just have the little plate, so I want to keep getting it on here. Then I just turn it, the excess falls off. You guys see this okay? Just get a good coat on there. So I just did the full bottom. Now you can see that it's not done, okay? The glitter soaks into the epoxy really, really a lot, okay? That's why you want a thin coat. But you can see it turns a little bit shiny, and it looks like it's wet a little bit. That's because the epoxy is soaked in, and you want to go over it again. And unlike Mod Podge, if you had Mod Podge, you just do like 1 coat, and then you have to wait for a long time, and then you go over a 2nd coat. Well, this you can go over the 2nd coat right away because it's still wet. For some reason, it's just kind of cool, but it works like that. So I only do the 1st coat first, and then I'm going to go to the top. And make sure you get to the rim. My kids are getting loud now, so I'm sure they're going to come out here and see what's going on. Here they come. Okay. Just keep turning it. So I have 1 layer on here now. And I do more than 2 layers. I just keep covering it until I feel like it looks perfect, okay? The bottom, you can kind of tap it, but nothing really comes off, not a lot, because it's sticking there really good. Then in the bottom, I just kind of go like this. Turn it a little bit, make sure I get everything covered. So there's 1. See how it looks? It does not look great to me at all. So it looks like that. And a lot of people, the first time I did it, I was like, this is terrible. This is why I hated epoxy. And I was like, I do not like this. But Aubrey, I'm on a video, okay? So please be quiet. So now I'm going to go over it a 2nd time. And you'll see how it changes. Aubrey, I'm doing a video, okay? Can you just be quiet for me, please?
Yeah, she lets me do your fake videos.
This is a real video.
I know. She lets you do your fake videos, and so let her do her real videos.
Okay, you can already see how much better that covered the bottom half than in the top half. So now I'm going to do the top. See if there's questions. No questions yet. Good, okay. Guys, feel free to ask questions if you have any. It's filling up. This is a big, big bottle, okay, which is really nice to have. I know sometimes, oh, don't, be careful, okay? I know sometimes there's little bottles. I really like the big bottles.
Johnny,
you're getting in front of the camera.
I know,
You're getting in front of the camera.
I want to see.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, they're loud. Okay, I'm running out on this.
your video. I have learned so much. Oh.
Okay. Now I'm going to have to, this takes some talent. Can you please be quiet and not read them? If you're going to read them, then you can read it to yourself, okay? Okay. I'm just going to set this down. I have this cool thing right here that I made. That I'm putting my, just a second, okay? You guys need to go away for just a little bit longer. I'm almost done, okay?
No, I want to watch.
Okay, then you have to be quiet. Okay, what I'm putting my thing on right now.
I'm going to go watch Flash.
You go watch Flash. Is this. This is my little thing. This is my dryer that I made. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but all it is a 12 by 12 board. This is epoxy, this putty looking stuff right here is epoxy putty, actually, and I bought it at Home Depot. And then I put the female end, just stuck it down to the bottom, the female end here.
They can't see it.
I know they can't see my face. And then I put my one that goes onto the turner, the male end, and then I just can screw them on here to dry. And it's really, really convenient. So I just stuck my one on. Don't please.
There's a light.
I just stuck my one on here that that I'm glittering, just to get it out of the way. Maybe that helps you a little bit. Okay, now I'm making a mess.
So much glitter.
I know, this is a lot of glitter. So I'm just getting it all back in here because it'll only take one more for me to...
Go, what?
Quiet, I said, please, you guys.
That's not what glitter. Oh, my glitter.
Okay. You don't want this one. Yep. Nope, that's icky stuff. Okay. Now I gotta finish up the cup here. Any questions, you guys? I don't see anybody asking any questions, and that's totally fine. You can always ask at the end.
And we don't know.
You don't talk. And I'm just glittering, okay? Can you go into the other room? I'm almost done with my video.
You love videos too?
Mm-hmm.
I really love videos about slime. That's why I have 2 packs of slime.
I'm almost done, guys. So I can tell that it's really covering good.
And
I love this color. It's so pretty.
To do and if you want to know the name, her name's Laura.
Thanks, honey.
If you want to do the end of it,
okay, and then I'm going to do the bottom again.
Are we going to watch Flash?
Go watch Flash.
No!
I'll let you do a video after me, okay?
Okay. Like a real video?
Sure.
Yay!
But you have to go in the other room for a little bit while I'm finishing this one, okay?
I'm just watching.
So I kind of make sure that I'm getting the edges here. Redo the bottom just a little bit. I just redo a lot, all over and over and over and over, and it just falls off.
Yeah, and you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Johnny.
What? I'm just saying. Okay.
I just use a lot of, it doesn't use more glitter. It just keeps, I just make sure that I got every little thing. Make sure you get it really good around the edges up here.
So it can be really sparkly.
If I feel like there isn't something covered, then I keep going. But I never ever have to, well, I don't say never ever, but I never have put, except for on a white cup, have I put a second coat of glitter on it after this. What I usually do is, so this is it, guys. This one's done. Just looks gorgeous. Beautiful Caribbean color, and you can tell that there's no spots there. Oh, the bottom looks like it might need, it looks different on camera, but I'm going to go over it just a little. Watch out, Aubrey.
You could just...
I can just go like this, too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was going to say.
Do this.
That's what I was going to say.
Just go like this.
Yes.
That works, too.
That's what I was going to say, Mama.
Yeah. There we go. No, that one's done. Let's see.
Now they can see it.
Now they can see me.
Hi.
That's my son and that's my daughter. They are my helpers. They love glitter too. I'm just twisting it into my dryer here.
So what?
Stop. Okay, I think that's about it. Okay, watch out. I think that's about it for this glitter cup. Now I let it dry for probably at least 4 or 5 hours, and then I spray it with a spray sealer. I like the let me see. I like the Rust-Oleum clear spray sealer, but that's just what I prefer. I spray it on really good, then I let that dry for, you don't need to let that dry for probably more than like 10 to 15 minutes, and then you can epoxy over it. But it helps a lot, especially if you do an ombre, which I can do, if there's any interest, I could do an ombre glitter too today. That would be like one on the bottom and one on the top, and kind of show you how to blend it. I can also, I don't do anything like really cool. I haven't done, I do water slides. I was going to do a water slide today. I thought if that was in interest of how to do a water slide, we could do that. You don't know what a water slide is. And, but just let me know if there's any other interest, if this video even helps you guys at all. But I really appreciate you guys being here. Now I'm going to see if I can finish this so I can share it to YouTube, but I don't. Does anybody that's on here right now know how I can finish this and share it to YouTube? That would be really helpful for me.
Yeah.
I don't see any other questions. I hope this is helpful. I'm just going to put show you how I put it back with the plate.
Loop it and then dump it in there really carefully. Wait, can they see the questions or not?
Yeah. Does anybody know about that, about the YouTube? Okay. Well, thanks everybody. That was glittering a cup with epoxy. Bye.